Hello everyone and welcome to a Royal Rumble here on WWE 2K19. But everybody has been suggested by ManonoG in this Botchamania themed Rumble. And we're starting things off with the duo of Taz. Of course has his own Botchamania segment due to his funny commentary. And the Macho Man Randy Savage. Right, as always, a point for each elimination, a point deducted for being eliminated, as in at number 3 comes the Psycho Sid. Oh, I tell you that leg break of Sid still haunts me. I saw that leg break when I was a child, and that was so brutal. Never seen anything like it. It was, oh, if you've not seen it, I wouldn't suggest looking at it, but you can find it on the internet pretty easily. As Taz here trying to eliminate the Macho Man. 3 pretty strong starters here actually in this Rumble. 3 people you would not be offended to actually win this match. But being where they are, I can't see it. In at number 4, we've got Titus O'Neil. Of course, Botchamania legend for his spill at the greatest Royal Rumble. That was still, oh my god, I almost died when I watched that. It was so freaking funny. He just disappeared. It was, oh my god. It was so good as Titus there with the fall-away slam on Taz. But yeah, that spill at the greatest Rumble, that is just, it's just pure gold. My favourite ever wrestling moment in WWE, that was. As number 5, we've got Ted DiBiase Jr. Where's that referee? He's trying to fuck on me. That was his famous Botchamania part, isn't it, really, from the Cody Rhodes interview. I see a lot of Ted DiBiase Jr. We saw him as part of the father and son tag team tournament. Actually, we did see him as part of Red Carpet Specials, or be part of Legacy. So we have seen a little bit of him here and there. He's probably had more than some others have, so I take it all back. Take it all back straight away. Number 6 is Big Daddy Cool Kevin Nash. Big Kev is now Sid trying to eliminate Titus O'Neil. Sid does get him over the top, but not quite enough. And I tell you what, Taz and Kevin Nash is an interesting concept of a match. Real Attitude Era clash that would be. I don't know if they've ever been in the same ring together. You might be able to let me know on that one. I don't think they have. Still no eliminations, as number 7 is Hulk Hogan. I'm not going to copy some of the things that he said because I'll get my channel taken down. So, yeah, Hulk Hogan. It's a very strong ring at the moment, to be honest. I mean, I look at the actual list of people that are involved in this Rumble. There are some weaker names still to come. So, yeah, they're doing... It's a very strong setup we have here currently in the ring. As Macho Man Randy Savage there with the first elimination, eliminating Ted DiBiase Jr. Psycho Sid now with him up on the shoulder as King Booker is number 8. And I mean, King Booker is just a Botchamania himself, just by the stuff that he says. Taz and Psycho Sid with the elimination joint there, both getting a point. As King Booker eliminates Kevin Nash. Well, I mean, Nash essentially eliminated himself, didn't he, really? But King Booker gets the point. Psycho Sid, yeah. That leg break still just gets me. Hogan now yanking the arm of Titus O'Neil. As Booker and Psycho Sid in the corner. Real WCW clash, that is. Taz now stalking Titus O'Neil. And looking for that big T-bone suplex. Lovely. As we await the entrance of number 9 is Montez Ford. One half of the Street Profits. As Taz and Hogan team up to get an elimination there. That's Taz's second joint elimination of the match. And Taz's second point of the match now as well. as he rains the strikes down there on Hogan. Taz now sending Hogan into the corner. It's Titus O'Neil who's gone. As number 10 is Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's had quite a few Botchamania moments here and there, hasn't he? I mean, he's been very sloppy for years now, Jeff Hardy. I have found Jeff Hardy very difficult to watch for the last 10 years. It doesn't look like he's enjoying himself. It looks like he's in physical pain every time he's in the ring. As Hogan with another elimination. And Booker T with the elimination. So Booker and Hogan, both with eliminations. So Taz, Hogan and Booker now all with 2 each. As number 11 comes Carl Anderson, one half of the Good Brothers. Of course, Gallows and Anderson, they had their own version of Botchamania, didn't they, on WWE TV, wasn't it? On the network? I don't quite remember, to be honest, but I'm sure they were doing something along them sort of lines. Anderson now taking King Booker up into that big suplex. So Psycho Sid's been in for quite some time now. I think he was number 3, he came in. As number 12 comes Luke Gallows, the other half of the Good Brothers. As Jeff Hardy eliminates Psycho Sid. Hulk Hogan trying to eliminate Carl Anderson. And Gallows does eliminate Jeff Hardy. Good old Doc eliminating Jeff Hardy. It's a bit of a shame not having them around AEW. I don't know. I don't think they really added that much, to be honest. They were just sort of like goons, weren't they? Really. As number 13 is Jesus. That was a rough impression. That was it. Zandig. Good old Zandig. I think Zandig, is he part of our deathmatch tournament coming up soon? I would imagine St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I would imagine old Zandig will be involved in that. But he's not involved much tonight as Hogan just launches him over the top. King Booker now sending Gallows into the corner as the glorious one himself, Mr. Bobby, whatever you want to call him, Rude, enters. What's he up to at the moment? Anyone know what Bobby Roode's up to at the moment? As Hogan gets his 4th elimination of the night. Hogan's laughing here. He's going to be doing incredibly well out of this. Yeah, last time I think I saw Bobby was part of the Dirty Dogs alongside Ziggler. Is that still ongoing, or has that just given up on that now? Or I've got no idea, to be honest. Number 15 is the Great Khali. We are halfway through this match now. The Great Khali is... Khali versus Hogan is very reminiscent of Andre the Giant versus Hogan, I suppose. However, Khali, I thought, would be taller. Hogan seems to be matching Khali in height here. I'm sure Khali should be a lot taller than Hogan, but I might be wrong. As Gallows now looking to help the Khali eliminate Hogan, but he's able to fight back. And talking to people who don't like Hogan, it's the Iron Sheik. Fucking bullshit. Good old Iron Sheik. I do apologise for the amount of impressions. I'm trying my best at the impressions, but they're not all working that well, are they really? But hopefully I can get them right. As Gallows and Anderson going at it here. One thing I would love for them to bring in 2K22 is if tag teams would work together in Rumbles. That's one thing I would love to see. As Bobbitt's Rude there with an elimination, and Gallows also with an elimination. Bobbitt eliminated Iron Sheik, and Gallows eliminated his good brother. In comes R-Truth, who's just a walking Botchamania, isn't he, really? Straight away, R-Truth taking Hogan down. Hogan with 4 eliminations to his name in this match so far. Definitely going to come out of this one smelling of roses no matter what happens now. Great Khali just launches R-Truth across the ring. Is it? Could it be? It's Ross time! It's Jim Ross. Yeah, it's Jim Ross versus the Great Khali. Not the match we expected to see at this point in the future, you know. Jim Ross versus Khali was a match that I really did not ever think would ever happen, to be honest. But it's going there now. Hogan's going to go after Jim Ross. Do a good old-fashioned Jim Ross versus Michael Cole match, couldn't we, really? Number 19, Lawrence Taylor. American footballer, did a little bit of WrestleMania a few years back. I don't think he was ever very, very good at what he did. As Great Khali there launches... where is Great Khali? He's in the Great Khali. Yeah, launching Gallows over the top as now Bobby Roode, or Bobbert, trying to eliminate Jim Ross. Ross able to fight back. Is it? Could it be? It's Ross time! Super Dragon in at number 20. Super Dragon. We saw him last year, actually, Super Dragon, as part of the Battle of Los Angeles. He had a match against Excalibur. PWG legend that is Super Dragon. Although I don't think... Well, he's going to end up being a legend here because he's not going to last very long as the Great Khali chokeslams him over the top. Jim Ross is really on it here tonight. Well, he is backing away into the corner trying to avoid anyone he can, now going after Hogan. Jim Ross working over Hogan. There's the chops and the strikes and all sorts. Now Ross has Hogan and he's going to try and lift the leg to get him over the top. But I'll tell you what, Ross might have him here, you know. Jim Ross has got Hogan in a very difficult position. If he can just push those legs over, he might have him. Talking of which, Great Khali going for another elimination. And Great Khali gets another elimination. As Bobbert Roode with Lawrence Taylor over the top as well. Bobby with his second elimination. And Hogan with his fifth elimination. Eliminating Jim Ross. Wow, Hogan with 5 eliminations. Great Khali has 3 to his name now. Taz, Bobby Roode, Booker T, Doc Gallows all with 2. Botchamania Classic, Kalisto. I think it was more really Sin Cara that made the botches, but Kalisto was always included. That's the problem with high-flying maneuvers. They are very susceptible to botches, aren't they? It's so easy to botch in that situation. Something to botch with. Hogan then did incredibly well. 5 eliminations so far for Hogan. He's going to end up at the top end of the rankings no matter what happens here this evening. As in at number 2, enter Sandman as Hogan gets 6. Great Khali with his 4th. And now Hogan and Khali going at it. No, Hogan's eliminated 7. I have never seen this. I have never seen anybody, even when Jeff Cobb, the legendary Cobb, went from 1 to 30, I have never seen anybody pick up 7 eliminations in one Rumble. Never. And Sandman, oh, I thought he was going to bring it to an end there, but no, Hogan able to hold on and roll back in. Sandman now dropping the boot right into the gut of Hogan. Gonna bring Hollywood back up to his feet. The countdown comes down. It's Steiner Mania.
Well, if you got 42 and you take your 4/10 chance and you add it to my 52.8% chance of winning and divide that by pi.
Yeah. And he does finally go, but it did take Sandman and Scott Steiner working together to eliminate Hogan. And to be honest, Hogan is still going to come out of this one. Even after being eliminated, Hogan's still going to come out of this on +6. Well, +6 for just this match. So Hogan, I think, has definitely just thrown himself right in to the title picture at the top. Well, it's a Paul White. Here he comes, the Big Show. And here comes the Kitty Cat. Hello, Kitty Cat. Sandman now taking Big Papa Pump up into the backbreaker. Sandman just gets pushed over by the Big Show, who just kicks right into the guts of Steiner as well. Steiner now locking the leg and dropping his body weight across it, as in at number 25 is Jake the Snake Roberts. Well, there's some interesting people left, I think. Just trying to think who's left and just trying to get an idea who might actually win this in the end. You're left. 2, 3. Okay, I can see 3 or 4 that I think are left. Most are interesting. There's one iffy one in there. It's Eddie Kingston. He's not the iffy one, by the way, but it's Eddie Kingston who enters the ring right now. Going straight after Sandman. Eddie Kingston versus Sandman would have been an interesting match at the time as well. As Jake Roberts and the Big Show with the elimination. And obviously there goes Scott Steiner, Steinermania. Steiner did get an elimination of his own though, as Randy Orton is number 27. He hears voices, you know, I've heard that somewhere, and they're in his head. They talk to him though, but they do understand, which is the worrying part of it. As the Sandman eliminates Eddie Kingston. Jake Roberts slamming the face of Sandman into that top rope, and now Jake Roberts looking to eliminate as it's John Cena. We knew he was coming next because he talks too much. He never shuts up. Sandman now working over Jake Roberts. It's a very strong ring at the moment again. And here we go. Next up, number 29. Will it be? It's Sin Cara. Oh my god, number 30 is amazing. I could not believe that number 30 has ended up being number 30. Sin Cara, yeah, Botch-tastic Sin Cara. I was supposed to get the original Sin Cara, but I've picked the wrong one. I downloaded the correct version of Sin Cara, and I've used Hunico's Sin Cara, haven't I? Because of the big tattoo. My apologies. Well, it's the same person, you know. It's not the same person, the same character. Either way, it looks like Sandman's trying to make very short work of Sin Cara. As Randy Orton looks to eliminate, no. And number 30. Number 30 is going to shock the world because number 30 is the Shark Master, who just comes clattering straight through the Big Show, who did just get an elimination. I did see that, by the way. I've just noted it down. Sandman with his 3rd elimination of the night. So this is the final 5. One of these 5 is going to win this match. And is going to walk away from this with some points. I don't think anybody, no matter what happens here. I mean, if the Big Show eliminates all of these people, Big Show could catch Hogan. But even then, it's going to be very tricky. But Sandman could catch. As he launches Cena over the top. Sandman, that's his 4th elimination. He's having a good night. We're down to the final 4. Randy Orton, the Big Show, the Shark Master, and the Sandman. Shockmaster did a fantastic job in this match of actually keeping his helmet on. Normally when he falls through walls, his helmet just comes straight off, but there we go. Shockmaster launches Big Show around. Now has him up against the ropes, and the Shockmaster looking to try and eliminate him as Sandman trying to eliminate Randy Orton. This could be very interesting, but Big Show able to hold on. And Randy able to survive as well. Randy now going after the Big Show. As the Shockmaster and Sandman going at it as well. Sandman's gained 4 points so far in this match. So he's had a great time. He's going to be pretty decent high up in the rankings, to be honest with you. Randy Orton with the strikes in the gut of the Big Show. Looks to take him up in that slam, but Big Show, oh, blocked him off and hits him with a spear. That chop by Big Show, and there goes Randy. The Big Show eliminating Randy Orton. I mean, you've got to favour the Big Show's favourite right here now, really. You've got to favour him as the favourite. Shockmaster now with the strikes in the face. Big Show taking Sandman up on the shoulders. Now going to take him into a very precarious position. Going to try and throw him over the top. And he does. Big Show, his 4th elimination. We're down to the final 2. We're down to the final 2. It's the Big Show versus the Shockmaster. These two guys pretty similar in size as well. It's a real battle of 2 big brutes at this point in time. I looked a bit low there by Big Show, I must admit. Shockmaster pushes him away. I love the fact that Shockmaster is literally just a massive, massive rip-off of Star Wars' Shock Troopers. Was that the point at the time? Was that like a joint advertising thing? Or was it just lazy booking by WCW? I don't honestly know the answer to that one. As Shockmaster now with Big Show up on the shoulders. Wow, what a takedown by the Shockmaster. There's no way he's going to win this, surely. Is he going to win this? No, Big Show holds on. Shockmaster now looking for that reverse suplex, but Big Show able to reverse it into a big vertical suplex of his own. Brings Shockmaster back up to a standing base, and then a big headbutt. Wow. He flopped then, I tell you. Big Show now dragging Shockmaster across. Looking to prop him up against the ropes, but Shockmaster fighting free as the elbow in the gut of the Big Show. Who fights back with a boot in the gut back. And now has Shockmaster throttled, looking for a chokeslam, but Shockmaster fighting back. And into that big DDT. Big Show now taking him up for the big vertical suplex. Nice neck breaker. And stalking once again. He's got him up on the shoulder, in with a takedown. Nice takedown. And Shockmaster go try and get the victory once again. This time taking Big Show up. Good try and throw him over the top. But again, Show holds on. Shockmaster Gets caught by Big Show now, just pinching away at those shoulders. Look at that. I think he's out there, Shockmaster, you know. Gets dropped. Nice jawbreaker by Big Show. Gets caught. It's a very back and forth match, this one, to be honest. And now Big Show in the corner. There's the elimination, and Big Show gets the win in this one. +5 in the rankings for him. And the win, so he's going to get +6. He actually has outdone Hogan. Hogan's going to walk out of this one with I know they're both going to walk out of +6. Big Show with 5 eliminations and the win. Hogan with 7 eliminations. 7! I've never seen it. Sandman got 4 eliminations. Great Khali got 4 as well. Bobby Roode, Booker T, Doc Gallows all got 2, as well as Taz got 2 as well. Apart from that, there's a lot of people losing points tonight because they're all going to Hogan and the Big Show. Anyway, thank you very much once again to ManonoG for your Botchamania-inspired Rumble. Thank you very much. Of course, we will have another one coming up for you in the next few days, so I hope to see you all then. Good night, God bless, I'll be the same. Like, subscribe, goodbye!